crypto market boom that you and me waited for a long time is here. And now you have to understand that one asset performs better than others in short time and long time. This has to be studied well enough for the long run. Unless you have a high frequency trading bot which trades for you in the short run, it's going to be hard to find the winners in short run. But the difference which you make for your portfolio will be choosing that horse for the long run. And how do we actually do that? Looking at both the fundamentals and technicals and how they are evolving. Because for the success of this industry, which is the crypto industry, a digitized financial future is incoming, and for that future, to merge these, you need an internet of value. Bridging the value movement is necessary.
We truly believe that there is an internet of value coming, much like the internet provided with communications and email in the 90s and through the beginning of the millennium. Today, the payment system is advancing. And unlike a lot of the other crypto players in Ripple space, we truly believe that the revolution is going to occur from within. So the ecosystem that the U.S. Faster Payments Council has put together will be those players that will make sure we advance the industry. The working groups that are coming out, it's the cross-border, the QR, the directory model. These are really opportunities to take that user experience, the interoperability that has been designed in the other initiatives, and really apply it to real-world problems. Many countries.
Now that is one of a thing which keep XRP way ahead from others. Majority of others think no banks, no governments and other stuff, whereas Ripple believes this revolution is happening from within, and that is huge. It has to be understood in that manner too. And do get this clearly. SEC understands that the current payment rail is antiquated and they need a new one. So what we just heard here is completely valid, and they are all working for that, and Ripple is in that group working towards to achieve that. But here, when you listen to the SEC suggesting BTC can be that means of payment, that means the guy is still inside that egg. He needs to hatch, come out of that, grow, right? He needs to look at the real world. Because in the real world, the use case does matter. In the real world, even the doubters, those who hated this asset and all others like that, are now understanding XRP is going to places way higher in terms of price. And that we are currently starting that run up. And you know why it is getting so interesting from that point onwards? Because those guys who are stating this right now is changing from a hater perspective, a doubter perspective, to a believer. And yes, that is getting really interesting, and you will see this is interesting. Why? I will explain that. Just continue watching. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Now guys, as I told, one asset may run way better than other in short to medium term. And for that, you need to understand different charts, technicals, and how retail guys are looking at this. So for example, this is LTC, and if you look at LTC in short run, in this week, LTC made higher gains compared to others. And yes, we shared this with our Patreon guys who were trading that asset, who were, completely updated with these charts and setup looking at the same perspective. Now, this tweet from Justin highlights that it is going around 800. We shared something similar, but a little bit different in Ethereum as well, giving different stops where you should be looking to take profit if you're a short to medium term trader, like that kind of stuff. Then this from Digital Assets Daily really gets interesting, because we need to read through that and understand what Swift is actually looking at. Because just now we saw SEC highlighted payments rail is antiquated and they need a new one. And Ripple executive highlights that they are working with Faster Payments Council to achieve that goal. So where are we really going with these things? That's really like a lot of things happening in the fundamental side of things, right? Now when you come into the price, look at the price fluctuation, you can see that we are making things change. Now while looking at the market, you can get confused. See, if you are looking at this as a double top here, you can be confused afterwards saying, no, it can be, it shouldn't be a double top. Instead, it was a double bottom, because you never know what is coming up. But looking at the trend, what do you feel? Is this more like a double top or a double bottom for you, positioning yourself for a next upside? Look at this, what it did after that formation. Now, yes, the length width is different, but the fluctuation is increasing. So that is what we are looking at for XRP on different time frames. So when you look at this, you have to understand that XRP is moving bullish, and when you look at the moving averages, you can see that the 50-day moving average is crossing 200-day moving average to the upside at a time when the price is making a higher low again and then pushing it up in the same time frame. Now that's a 12-hour time frame in which we are looking at this, and if you look at the MACD and RSI, it do support the price, and the moving averages are also now acting as a support and pushing it towards a golden cross in that particular time frame. So when we move out from that closer perspective and enter into a 3-day chart and look at it, we can see the same is going to happen in a short while. And if we get a pump soon towards 0.5, 0.7, that's going to happen much sooner than we think. So a bullish cross, a golden cross on a 3-day chart means huge change in the market and market moving to the new highs. So if you look at the price, volume, RSI and MACD, everything together, you kind of get that story clearly. Now, yes, these charts are informing us a story using their language, and once we understand that, it's kind of easy. Say for example, on a daily chart, when you see this particular candle, keep your eyes focused on the close of this particular candle, because once we get this candle closed, you have to watch where the other candle is starting and where it is ending. Because if you are looking for a continuation pattern of this trend, you will get a continuation pattern here. And we have actually gone through previously about how a continuation pattern looks like. So that will be what we are looking at here. If this one closes above the close of this red candle, that itself is a continuation pattern. Now, there can be 3 or 4 candle continuation pattern in which the other candle will start and close just above this, making that area as a flag, but a continuation of this bull run. So when you say continuation, you need to understand that we started from here at the bottom, bouncing from the 200-day moving average and reaching here, which was 35%. Now again, if we are getting that continuity pattern and making another 35%, that means from this 0.3 area, the price is going to go towards 0.4, which automatically breaches these resistance levels and moving towards new highs. So that is something which we are all expecting. Now, yes, it's not only one asset which is doing jumps like this. There are other assets, as we highlighted, LTC is doing something like that. And these charts and setups are being shared in the Patreon group based on your portfolio. If you have that in your asset, or if you wish to trade that asset, you are going to get more value. And if you do like to get more value for your portfolio, unlock that opportunity which is coming in this bull market, then do look at the Patreon. Link is given in the description below. It will unlock huge value for you only if you wish to. Now, let's continue and look at other cases. From here, we understood that we were looking at a new payment rail. We need that new payment rail. Everything is clear. It's crystal, right? But the price fluctuation would be varying. Why? As we highlighted, say here, David highlights that crypto project which doesn't have much of partnerships, it's not that cool, and he's not interested in that, and he's highlighting an all season. So if you look at different projects, you can see partnerships. Now, you have to look at whether that partnership is reliable or not. For example, for Ripple, it's all regulated financial institutions like banks, financial institutions, payment providers, everyone is regulated in various nations. Now, in that aspect, what would you looking at in the next all season for XRP? That's a huge question, because when you talk about partnership, it goes something like this. It gets really interesting when Ripple's partner expand into another region. That multi-hop feature from Ripple, it kind of enabled them to do that even without the other guy who's their partner, who's not in Ripple, but still they can use that. So once the partner's partner understand this and they need to expand, for them it will be better to jump back into the Ripple net and do the same, so they can have that competitive advantage over the others. Now I talked about the Ethereum, so I'll be jumping out directly into this tweet from Darren highlighting Cardano network activity is exploding. So you should look at that too. Now the chart of that too is looking interesting, with multiple entry and exit points being highlighted based on the support resistance of previous price fluctuation. Now this tweet is highlighting that towards Bitcoin and why it is so much of importance. We have to give it a lot of importance, even though you don't like BTC, you have to, because the mainstream media kind of looks more towards Bitcoin, and once it hits that 20k and above, that's going to be a time when these Bloomberg, CNBC and others are going to say Bitcoin hit all-time highs, this is the best time to buy, come in, buy, blah 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 stuff. So they will be doing the technical analysis in their own way and trying to project this as the very best asset to invest in for the entire decade. But that is actually cool when you have a lot of job losses, the economy is suffering, and people are looking for an alternative investment. Those who have money, those who are being positioned, those who are preparing their portfolio are looking for alternative assets. And this kind of information getting into such an economy will automatically push more money into the market. And when more money is coming, when I said those who have money and those who are positioning themselves, they would be something like this. With this aspect, they would be entering the market. Now, yes, they can put their money equally in top 10 assets, top 5 assets. It's a different story. But when you're looking at smart money, they would be looking at the partnerships and what they are going to get from this. Why? Because the giant in this area, payments, is Swift. And the update from Swift here is really important, because when you go through this, for me, I really felt it interesting. I read through this, and the targets which they are looking at, it's kind of frictionless payment, smarter securities, enabling ISO 20022, but the time frame is different. They are looking at 2022, November 2022. But what are they really looking at? Frictionless payments. Okay. Ensuring the accuracy and unaltered rich data across a transaction. Okay. That's cool. Instant processing, end-to-end orchestration, and built-in value-added services. So end-to-end processing, instant processing. Wow. So are they going to do that with their antiquated network? I don't think so. They're going to move into something new. I'm not saying it's going to be Ripple. I'm saying they're moving into DLT or blockchain. Why? Because Ripple, the company, came in with that earth-shattering competition, and they want to stay relevant, and they understand that if they don't do this, they're going to be kicked out of this payment space. But what really gets interesting is they are looking at what? Low value payments. So a competition is going to be definitely there. But for low value payments, when Ripple says we are focusing there, no one can compete with XRP. It's not just based on that frictionless payment, instant payments. Others can also maybe do that in say 5-10 seconds extra or 30 seconds extra. And most of a normal guy who's sending money from one country to another, he don't care about 30 seconds extra or a 5-minute extra. It's okay, right? You can answer that yourself. Ask, if you are sending money, do you think you need to get that in 3 seconds? It should be okay in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, right? But what I'm saying here is the actual cost associated with that transaction. So if you are getting a chance to use 3-second transaction with the minimal cost, which is kind of near zero, Will you go for that, or will you go for something which, still charges like 5%, 3% for just sending your money? So that is where you're going to get that huge competition from Ripple, even though they will try to, come up with all the different stuff. But Swift is still lagging. And when we see the adoption of Ripple, the company, and XRP, the asset, Japan is a nation which we can't forget, because they are kind of waving that flag, showing that digital economy is here and Japan is preparing for that. And at the same time, majority of the banks in Japan are ready with Ripple, the company, and that's really expressively cool. Why? When Ripple executive stated it in recent discussion that central banks are looking at XRP ledger for putting out their central bank digital currency, the stable coins like that. So in that aspect, look at Japan. They are also talking about digital yen coming soon. So that's next year, means Jan or December next year. We don't know, but still, that's going to be huge if they are going to push that one through the XRP ledger. Now, even if they don't do that and they use another blockchain, it's cool because all of their banks are connected with this network. So if they want to move value within their domestic financial infrastructure, you need to understand Japan as a nation where Ripple concentrated from initial point, because even for the domestic payments, they had a lot of friction. Once Ripple and its blockchain technology came in, that was reduced. So if they are going to move money between financial institutions in the domestic environment as well, you're going to use a bridge asset to move that from a digital yen towards any corporate tokens. So that's kind of it for the central bank side. Now, the central banks and the others, it can be, someone who hate you, someone you hate, or someone you love, but majority of them believe climate change is true and it's here. So all of them are walking towards zero emission. And zero emission doesn't only mean for industries. It doesn't only mean for automobiles. It touches everything of your life. If you're consuming energy, if you're going to emit pollutants, if that's going to emit pollutants, then it will be an issue. So this news from Bloomberg hits all of these when we read these throughout. Say, looking at a new payments technology. Okay, we are looking at DLT based technology, the blockchain solution, and then zero emission. Who is actually pointing this out? For these corporates, for these central banks, supranational institutions like BIS, IMF, United Nations, everyone is saying this. And in the blockchain space, the ISO 20022 initiated project Ripple is highlighting the same thing. So they're going to get that attention to move in. Now, when we started this video, we told the crypto market boom that we waited is here. Why? Because this is one of a symbol when the price is moving to the upside and guys are crazy. They don't want to miss this. The fear of missing out, that FOMO kicks in. They come in, create new address, buy their asset. Let it be any other asset. But as I told you, one will outperform other in short run. But do remember, you are going to take profit. When, say, for example, Litecoin just went up 37% in this week, what should you do? Should you take the profit? Now, there are different targets, and as I explained in the Patreon group, you can actually take out based on your risk tolerance and the expected targets which we shared. So in the same way, one asset would go up and the profit would be taken. Then those who are brilliant, they would be reinvesting it back into another asset which is still at the bottom. And then comes XRP. It shows you the symbol that multiple guys are saying multiple analysis, but all point towards doubling or tripling your money in very short term. That means that bull run which we are waiting is here. Now, for me, when I say that, I will highlight as highlighted here, Ethereum is going to go to 800. If you remember back in the days when Ethereum used to be 800, XRP used to be 0.7, 0.8, 0.9 in the same range. So now Ethereum is around 440, 450, 470, moving towards 500. XRP should be around 0.4 to 0.6. Now, if XRP is going to reach 0.7, 0.8 as we told, then this one will also become true. Ethereum will also reach 0.7, 800, 700, which would be, similar movement. But that is just based on the past. Based on the current adoption after the 2017, the current level of usage of XRP ledger by multiple institutions, this should be even higher. So if Ethereum is going to reach 8,000 or say the all-time highs of 1,400, I believe XRP should reach double the all-time highs of last time. Say it was 3.8, so at least consider 3.5, then it should be $7 by the time other assets reach the all-time high like this. It's going to be a bull mode madness. And as you look at the price, the fluctuation in short time frame, you do have to consider it will manipulate your mind. As I told, the high frequency trading bots are designed to do this. They will create confusion for you in shorter time frame if you are trading this in very shorter time frame. The volatility can take your profits away or even your capital away. It is risky to do that. So if you are ready to take that risk, it's completely up to you. But I will never say to trade short term. If you are there for at least short to medium term, say 3 to 9 months, it's kind of okay. But something below that for me is so risky and I won't do that. Say I enter into a position for medium term considering 9 months and it just went 100%. Okay, cool. If that happened in 1 month, I know that anyway it's going to retrace, so I would take out my profit and then re-enter based on my technical analysis. So I hope you guys received that idea of support resistance, where you are going to look at what you are going to look at, these indicators which suggest you at what is happening. And if you would like to get more value in that aspect, you can again look at the Patreon link given in the description below. I hope you guys received value for your time, and if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I will meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.